All right, welcome back. We've created the login page, we've created the registration page. What we need right now is to actually create the auth provider so that we can use it, the auth context. We're going to be using context um, for our authentication state. We're going to be using context. We're not going to be using stores. Some people prefer to use a centralized store like Zostad, and also there is this popular store in React. I've forgotten the name. So, but for now, I'm just going to be using context for authentication. Every app I build in React, I use context for your auth state. So let's just go ahead and do that. And we're also going to be doing some few things before that. Number one is we need to get the authenticated user. Okay, if we have the authenticated user, we need to fetch the authenticated user. And before we do that, we need to create an interceptor for our Axios. Right now we're just using Axios. We need to create an interceptor for our Axios. So let's just start with that first. We have a lot to do in this video, so I will be working very fast, and you can also, you know, follow me. So right now, let me call this interceptors.ts. Okay, so uh, we're going to we're going to do some things. The token that we get when the user register or the user sign up, I mean this token right here, this access token and refresh token, we need to put them in the local storage of the user system. Okay, you can decide to put them in section storage, is all your choice. You can put them in any storage you want, it's all your choice. So for now, I think I'll be doing section storage. Well, yeah, so let's just go ahead and do that first. So the first thing we need to do is to create a utility function that keeps track, that help us to interact with the storage of the user. So we're going to be interacting with the storage of the user's browser. So the first thing we do is, let's create a function, a general utility function, and right here we call this storage. Okay, this will handle anything going to the storage and anything coming from the storage. So for the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have storage prefix. Okay, we're going to have a prefix for this, and we call this auth service. Okay, you can call it whatever you want, auth service, and we're going to give this a type of known key. So we need to know the key, the type that is actually going into that storage. Okay, so right now I'm just going to give this a type of, let's say, first let's start with refresh token. So we want to store refresh tokens, and the next one is the normal access tokens, and the next one is the redirect, what, the redirect part. Okay, in case we need to, redirect user in the future. So right now, yeah, we definitely need to redirect users, because when you are logged out and you logged in, we need to redirect you back to the page that you logged out from. So known keys is gonna, or is just gonna be a string. So yeah, if what we are storing does not, is not a refresh token or any of this, we can just give it a string. So we can call this default expiry date, expiry duration for the values, because that's very important. So uh, duration, we're just going to say 12 times 30 times 24 times 60 times 60 times 1000. And basically this means 12 months in milliseconds. Yeah, 12 months in milliseconds. So you can just Google it and let us know if I'm correct. It means 12 months in milliseconds. So we have a storage object right here. So we're going to start with get value. If you want to retrieve a value from the storage, we give this a key, a key type, key type. Okay, and constant item storage equal to window dot local storage dot get item. And right here we're just going to append um, the storage prefix that we created, plus what, plus the key that is coming. Okay, so if we get the string, if we unable to retrieve the item, let's just go ahead and return null from that. And but if we are able to retrieve the item, we want to what, we want to pass the item, because we're going to be saving the item as a string. So whatever value it is, we're going to stringify it, and we do const now equal to date dot now. Okay, and const time in seconds equal to now. And what we want to do right here, let me just type it out first. Go to item dot expiry expires in, if the item has expired, we just go ahead and uh, clear value, and we just say key. Okay, from there we return null. Okay, so yeah, from that we're still going to create, we create this function. So if the item has expired, remember we're setting expiry duration here. The item expire, we just return null because the item has, expired. We just remove that from the and we just remove that from the storage. So set value, yeah, if you want to set any value, so this will have a key type of key type, and value, we don't know the value from now for now. You can also use uh, any for the instead of the unknown, but duration is a number and is optional, because the reason for that is we already have a default duration. So if the user does not provide a duration for whatever they're storing, that means we're going to use the default duration. So constant now equal to date dot now, and right now we can say constant time in seconds equal to now. So we say constant item equal to, we give this a value, and this value will be the value that is coming, and we say expires in, we give it time in seconds plus the normal duration. If the user does not provide duration, we use the default expiry duration. Okay, and this is all we need to do, and we can just go ahead and store that set item. Okay, so we just do um $sign storage prefix plus key, and the value that we want to actually give to it. So we're going to JSON dot stringify the item. Okay, yeah, so this is what we need to do, and this should be a color. Right now, this should be a function. Why are we having a red unexpected? Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. This is now okay. uh let's see. Yeah, okay. So the next one is to clear value. If we want to clear some value, um so this will be a key type, and right here we can say window dot local storage dot remove item, and we just pass the what we want to remove, storage prefix key. Okay, so we do reset now. Window dot local storage dot clear, give this, and right now, yeah, so do we need this section? Yeah, we can create a section that we can use to access everything that we are doing. So let's go ahead and say get value equal to, give this a key, and this will be type of key, and right here we can say constant item equal to section storage dot set item. Okay, so section storage, yeah, so if we need to also save item in the section storage, we just follow the same procedure. You understand? We just follow the same procedure. That the first one we did is for local storage, but this for section storage. It all depends on which one you think is better for you, that you actually want to use. Prefix, and this will be $sign key. Okay, and let's close that. We return items dot json dot pass, and we do item or return null. Okay, this should be item. Okay, and the next one is, you know what, I'm just going to copy the remaining. You get the idea. So everything we did on the local storage, we're also doing it on the section storage. So after that, we just export default storage. Okay, so we have our storage right now. The next thing we need to do is to create a persistent login. Okay, we need to create a persistent token rather, so that we can easily store our token using the storage that we've created. So let's go ahead and say this one should be persistent token.ts. Okay, so let's start by defining how our token is. If you check here, we have a token object and we have the access token and refresh token. So that's exactly what we'll be doing. So type equal to token response, response equal to, we do access token, which is a string, we do refresh token. So we export constant, persistent token equal to token. That would be the token response. Is local if you want it to be a local storage, or if you want it to be a section storage. So if it's local, then we use the local storage. So we use storage dot set value, the value that we created, and this will be refresh. Let's start with the refresh token first, and this will be token dot refresh token. So and if it's, this will be access token, okay? And else if it's not local, okay, it can, else if it's not local, then we use the section storage, okay? So section, we use the section storage. So it now depends on you, which one do you want to use. So we do export constant get token equal to constant token equal to storage token dot section dot get value, and here we want to get the token. And if we can't find out in this section storage, we just go ahead and check the local storage, okay? So token, yeah, that's it. And we do the same thing for the refresh token. So we call this refresh underscore token. Okay, so this will be the same thing with this. With the same thing with that, and right here we can just go ahead and return token and refresh token. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, we need one more function, and that will be export constant. If we want to clear values, probably for some reason we want to clear all the storage values at the same time, we can go ahead and call the reset function. But reset just clears everything uh, within the storage. So let's say storage dot clear value, we can use reset. Let's just go ahead and use reset. You know, let's just go ahead and use reset. And yeah, so this is everything we need to do. um yes, so right now we need to go back and finish our interceptor that we're creating. So let's go ahead and finish our interceptor. So for this we're going to, you know um okay, let's start with the error. So in case we encounter any error, remember in our login, these are the error types. So let's just copy this. um, Response, and we just put all this right there, okay? This is the response for the error. If you remember, we have error dot data. um yeah, We still test this out, sha. We still test it out. We have the config. Um, okay, in our error, it will still have it right here. Okay, we have the error right here. From the response, we have uh, data, we have status. Yeah, so everything, all this has to go into the data. Okay, into the data, into the data. It has to go into the data. And right here we can have the status, because those are the values that we actually care about, because we're actually going to be using them in case we encounter any API errors. Um, we need to do something with that error. So we need to structure how the error is going to look like first. So for the export constant, reject error interceptor. So this will take error type any, and we're going to return promise dot reject. In case the error gets request gets rejected, it fails. Rather, that's just what it's going to say. If it fails, then we'll just reject that promise. Okay, so constant auth request interceptor. Okay, this is where we're now getting serious with things. So this will take a config, and the config will have a type of internal Axios request config. Let me just close this. And right here we do a constant token equal to get token. Remember, we built that function the other time, and we have the token right here. So if token is true, okay, if token is true, we just attach the token to the config dot header dot authorization equal to what? Equal to barrier dollar sign um token. Okay, yeah, this is what we do, and we just return config. So if the token exists, if we have a token, then we attach it to the header. So the next one we need to build right now is the refresh token interceptor. So let's say you're making a request and your token expire while the user is still on the app. You don't want to log the user out so that the user can log in again. That would be a very bad user experience. So we use this refresh token interceptor when we make a request and we get a 401, which means the user is not authorized, and we go ahead in our storage, we have a refresh token. We use that refresh token to generate a new access token. Then the new access token will be sent with the request as a retrial. So yeah, that's what we need to do. Let's say interceptor equal to async. um, we have error, and we have error right here. Okay, so right now we can do constant. We can have some routes that we want to blacklist, and the reason is if you are on authenticated route, you will, if you are on a route that is not protected by the auth state, a unauthenticated route, that means you might get a 401 when you're making a request. That doesn't mean we should trigger a refresh or anything. So we need to blacklist some URLs equal to auth slash logout. If you're making a request to auth.logout, the next one, auth/token. We don't have a route called auth/token. We have auth/refresh. Yeah, that's what we have. Let's quickly confirm this. Yeah, it's refresh. Okay, so we have refresh. Right now we have auth/login, and right now we have auth/register. Okay, these are the routes that we want to blacklist. So we say original request, go to error.config. Okay, we have that. If blacklist dot some URL. So if we getting some URL that are blacklisted, just say original dot URL dot uh, includes includes the URL. If we getting all that, what we can do is to um, return. We just reject that request. So we reject that, and if error dot response, so we do constant. Let me see something. Error, yeah, error dot response, error status code equal to error dot response dot status. Okay, so we want to get the status code for the request, and we say if error status code equal to 401.